us tonight.
No, he isn't talking about the bottles behind the bar.
Oh, yeah, did you get it too?
Because Bobby Mackey's is perhaps the most haunted saloon in America.
It's really scary. It's like, it's nothing like I've ever experienced before.
On a scale of 1 to 10, I would say this haunts at about a 12.
Sometimes when I close up at night, the hair stands up on the back of your neck and everything. You think you feel somebody watching you. It's like, let's hurry up and get this done so I can get the hell out of here.
We wouldn't walk in a place like this alone. We brought along paranormal investigators Terry Casper, Chris Dedman, and Dan Smith to find out what makes Bobby Mackey such an unholy, scary watering hole.
Bobby Mackey's has a long-standing history of being haunted. There have been many stories of spirits, deaths, and ghostly occurrences that have happened here over the years.
The history of horror starts back in the late 1800s. This room was allegedly the site of one of the most infamous murders in Kentucky history.
This room is creepy.
Yeah, when you walk in the room, you can almost sense a negative energy. Hello. Is there someone here with us?
The victim, 22-year-old Pearl Bryan. In 1896, she was 5 months pregnant when her lover, Scott Jackson, and friend Alonzo Walling tried to perform an amateur abortion on her with dental instruments. The procedure was a failure, and with Pearl howling in pain, the pair killed and beheaded her. It's believed they dumped her severed head in a well where this very basement stands today. These days, locals call this the portal to hell.
Her murderers, Scott Jackson and Alonzo Walling, were accused of being in occult activity and maybe even satanic rituals here. At that time, the only thing that would have existed is this well. So the idea is that possibly they may have sacrificed her head as a sacrifice to the devil. This is probably the most evil place you'll ever encounter in your lifetime.
And that's just the beginning of Bobby Mackey's poltergeist past. In the 1950s, the building was a nightclub called the Latin Quarter, where the daughter of the owner, Johanna, met a grisly end. And like Pearl, Johanna was 5 months pregnant.
She was in love with a singer named Robert Randall. At the time, she was pregnant by him, and the last night he performed here, they were going to run off together. Her dad had ended up finding out about it, so he had Robert Randall killed. She, in turn, ended up poisoning her dad. Poisoned herself.
While Johanna's father survived, she succeeded in killing herself and her unborn child in this basement dressing room. Today, her ghost still roams this dank subterranean space.
Where I'm standing at is where Johanna died. Right here inside this room. This was her dressing room.
A lot of people still report smelling her perfume, her rose perfume, go past them in the club and still feel her presence around.
I'm not gonna lie, it's freaky. There's things in there you can't explain.
And the ghostly activity in this most haunted of honky-tonks continues right up to the present day. In 1978, unaware of its horrifying past, Bobby Mackey and his wife Janet bought the building and turned it into this music club.
When we were planning to open, Janet was pregnant at the time. Janet was upstairs, and she said something grabbed her and scooted her to the top of the steps and dropped her. And she delivered the baby at 5.5 months.
The same number of months Pearl and Johanna were pregnant at the times of their deaths. 3 women, 3 pregnancies, and though they were decades apart, they all fell prey to the curse of Bobby Mackey's. Thankfully, Janet's baby survived. So is there any merit to these tales of the phantom honky-tonk? We wanted to find out for ourselves. So our ghost hunters, Terry, Chris, and Dan, scoured the basement with an EVP device to see if they could record any voices from beyond the grave.
If there's anybody here that'd like to communicate with us, we have a tool here that will record your voice. Who's here with us?
quickly temperature drop. It sounds like a female voice whispering. Some rasping on the wall. Very active.
I just got a real long hit, like it was picking up a voice. Oh, I can hear that sounds evil.
Wow.
That's creepy. I get the chills.
Right there. And that's nothing that we heard with our naked ear.
Maybe we've angered a spirit who didn't want us in here and was trying to make noise to get us out.
It was pretty frightening. I've never heard anything so clear.